彼はいつも僕をびっくりさせる。
プルシェンコ選手と初めて同じ大会で滑ることになったソチ。
初めて彼のスケートを見た時からずっと驚きの連続だった。
この日を心待ちにしてきました。
What is Yuri on Ice? Yuri on Ice is a 2016 Japanese animated TV series that's all about figure skating. It focuses on a Japanese figure skater that got defeated during the Grand Prix Finals. He struggles with the decision to continue with his skating career, but then a video of him mimicking a world champion Russian figure skater goes viral.
だいぶ拡散しちゃってて。
And that skater decides to become his coach. Yuri on Ice also won the 2017 Tokyo Anime Award for the Animation of the Year and was nominated for Asian Television Awards and IGN Summer Movie Awards. The episodes focus solely on figure skating and the struggles every figure skater has to go through. It's been praised for its knowledge on figure skating and amazing character development, as well as soundtracks full of emotion.
Some of the scenes in the show took reference from real-life stories.
So let's check out the story behind Yuri on Ice in real life.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Before we jump into the video, make sure that you go down and subscribe to my channel. That way you are always the first to know whenever I upload a video and so that you don't miss one.
Figure skating.
Top 6
Yuri on Ice reference moments to watch. Number 6.
The character of Viktor Nikiforov is mainly inspired by the Russian figure skater, Yevgeny Plushenko. In the opening scene of Yuri on Ice, he just won the 5th consecutive Grand Prix final title. In reality, Plushenko had won 4 Grand Prix final titles, a record only broken by Yuzuru Hanyu later on.
The two-time Olympic champ, the two-time world champion. He won 4 straight Grand Prix finals.
No one has yet to win 5 straight Grand Prix titles in real life. Yuri Katsuki was partially inspired by Hanyu and another Japanese skater, Machida Tatsuki, who is the favorite skater of the author, Mitsuru Kubo. While the opening scenes where Yuri ranked bottom mimic the ranking of Tatsuki in the real-life Sochi Grand Prix Finals 2012, the scenes where Yuri produced a mimic program of Viktor were inspired by Hanyu's childhood, where he saw Plushenko as his inspiration. In real life, Hanyu even skated a program inspired by Plushenko's signature program and named it Origin. Plushenko had retired and became a coach in Russia, but not Hanyu's coach. He was even inspired by Hanyu later on and used Hanyu's skating video as the model to teach his students sometimes.
So, hello Yuri. Oh, you are my idol. Not me. You my idol.
Number 5.
The other main character, Yuri Plisetski, a rising 15-year-old skating prodigy from Russia, was inspired by Lilia Baranovskaya. While Yulia had retired, she was one of the biggest stars coming out of the Sochi Olympic 2014. She had won the Junior Grand Prix final title and a gold in the Olympics.
By some way, they're in first place.
The scenes of those extension moves of Russian Yuri were mainly inspired by Yulia's stunning extension displayed in her routines. Yuri's main choreographer, Lilia Baranovskaya, was probably inspired by Atari Tutberidze. Atari burst onto the scene together with Yulia at the 2014 Olympics. The scenes where Yuri was taking ballet classes with his strict coach at the side were probably inspired by the coaching style of Atari Tutberidze at the Russian skating school. In reality, Atari would then coach many top Russian female skating champions we know today. Skaters like Medvedeva, Zagatova, Trusova, Sherbakova, Valieva, Kostornaya all come from Team Tutberidze. And Atari would become one of the most famous coaches in the figure skating world.
Number 4.
Another character in Yuri on Ice, Phichit Chulanont, from Thailand, was mostly inspired by the figure skater from the Philippines, Michael Martinez. Phichit's story highly resembled Michael's story, being the first skater ever from Southeast Asia to qualify for the Winter Olympics and made history in the 2014 Sochi Olympic. Skating at the rink in the commercial centers as there's no professional training environment in the country with no winter, and basically taught himself how to skate.
Our next skater represents the Philippines, Michael Christian Martinez.
One of the compelling stories of the Olympics, this young man right here, 17-year-old Michael Christian Martinez. From the Philippines, the only athlete from the Philippines here. They mortgaged their house. They got help from a retail and development corporation that owns the two real rinks in the Philippines to pitch in, and he's made it here. Doing things on his own, basically taught himself the major jumps throughout. Can you imagine how difficult that would be?
No, completely crazy just to begin with. And it just goes to show his natural ability on the ice.
Second triple axel here in the second half of the program. Holds on to it, swinging slightly outside.
Well, I guess the author changed the nationality from the Philippines to Thailand because Thailand is more popular among Japanese as one of the top tourist destinations in Southeast Asia. Just a small critique. Jiao is Chinese. Use Google, please. That's Korean.
Come on.
In real life, though Michael never qualified for the Grand Prix final, he went on to organize various shows at the rinks in the commercial centers around Southeast Asia and introduced figure skating to more people in the tropical countries.
Here, and you want to start figure skating, just believe in yourself and dream high and work hard. Push yourself to the limit, and you'll be there.
Number 3.
As mentioned earlier, the character of Yuri P was inspired by Lilia Baranovskaya. However, the finale of the show took place at the Grand Prix final in Barcelona, which was the replica of the 2015 Grand Prix final. Yulia was no longer at the top after being plagued by various injuries and growth spurs. She was overtaken by her junior. So, Yuri P's performance was mostly inspired by Zhenya. His signature moves, arms over the head for the jumps, was like the exact mimic of Zhenya's signatures.
The arm over the head many times in this performance, and it's a good buffer because if she makes a small mistake on the landing, she still gets the credit for that feature.
This feature was given higher GOE back then. Zhenya popularized the move so much that we could see many young skaters use arms over the head for their jumps, even though it is no longer guaranteed a higher GOE for this feature now. In the long program, Yuri P made a mistake earlier and made up with it by adding another jumping combo late in his program. This, again, was a replica of the Zhenya's short program in the 2016 World Championship.
Triple flip a little forward, no combination.
Yevgenia Medvedeva certainly fighting back, missing the first triple attempt, but was able to think on her feet, added in later.
And yes, if you remember, she also broke the world record in that season, being first-year senior, just like Yuri P.
Free skate score recorded, so the highest free skate score of all time.
But these moments happened in Worlds 2016, 4 months after the Grand Prix Finals 2015. The real skater who broke the world record in the men's short programs at this event was
Yuzuru Hanyu, the reigning Grand Prix champion. He's been spectacular this season. He soared in the short program, setting a new world record.
The men's event in Grand Prix Finals 2015 was one of the most exciting competitions ever, because of the world records broken by Hanyu and the sportsmanship displayed between the skaters throughout the event. Which brings us into
Number 2.
The last 2 episodes of Yuri on Ice was almost an exact replica of this great event. Right after Hanyu broke the world record, while the audience was still awestruck with his performance, Javier Fernandez took the ice. You could see Yuzuru Hanyu cheering at the side for his teammate, / rival, in this sportsmanship moment, which was shown in the anime multiple times. Even though Chris and Yuri on Ice was from Switzerland, and most likely inspired by Stéphane Lambiel, a retired figure skater, who even made a cameo appearance in the anime.
Bonsoir, c'est Stéphane Ambiel en direct d'Espagne. Comment allez-vous, Monsieur Moroka?
But Chris's performance in the last episodes were most likely inspired by Javier Fernandez's programs.
曲はイントキシケイテッド。アガペーから一気に大人のエロスへ空気が変わります。冒頭、まずは4回転を予定しています。
4回転ですが、少し回転が足りなかったようですね。
だからこそ特別な試合にしてやるさ。
トリプルアクセル、トリプルアクセル決めた。高さ幅ともに申し分ないですね。難しいターンから。コンビネーションスピン。最後ジャンプでミスがあった。コンビネーションスピン。
俺は結構諦め悪いよ。
クリストフ・ジャコメッティの得点 102.37。
フェルナンデスの得点が出ました。
In the programs, they made Chris do the quad lutz. But in real life, Boyoung Jin was the only skater jumping quad lutz in that event. The Canadian skater, JJ, the most likely inspired by the ice dancer, American's JJ. His performance in the final episodes of Yuri on Ice highly replicated the real-life Canadian top skater in that event, Patrick Chan.
4回転トーループコンビネーションの予定でしたが単独になりました。
Combination. No, only a triple toe loop. Should have been a quad, then a triple.
この6人の中に自分が残れた。
Boy, oh boy, he's not trying to sell it at all, and you can understand why.
And he doesn't experience that very often. This guy's always got his way over the skate. Look at that second mark. Goodness gracious.
Yes. They've done.
They made JJ attempt the quad loop in his long program. But in real life, that skater was Yuzuru Hanyu. He attempted the quad loop in the exhibition of this event and landed it. Hanyu would then be the first skater to land the quad loop in competition a year later.
Number 1.
Now, to the main character in Yuri on Ice, Yuri Katsuki. Which figure skaters in real life inspired his routines in the Grand Prix Finals?
Yuri.
In the short program, he made a mistake in his attempt for the quad flip and landed in 4th place. In reality, the skaters who landed in 4th after the short program of the Grand Prix Final 2015 was Shoma Uno. He also made a mistake in his quad jump there.
Quadruple toe.
No one had landed quad flip by that competition. And Shoma will be the skater who landed the first quad flip in competition 4 months later in the 2016 Team Challenge Cup.
There it is! History-making quad flip.
So you can see there is some inspiration taken from Shoma Uno by the author when they choreographed Yuri's programs. But Yuri Katsuki delivered a perfect routine in the long program and broke the world record. See that score? The author basically took Yuzuru Hanyu's world record scores in that event and twisted some figures there.
Oh, wow. 219.48. That is another world record.
Now, let's enjoy Yuri versus Yuzuru's performance side by side.
いろいろな愛をこのフリーで表現。最初はコンビネーションから4回転トーループ、ダブルトーループ。僕、ビクトルだけじゃない。4回転サルコー。トリプルフリップ。トリプルアクセル、シングルループ、トリプルサルコー。
難易度を上げて巻き返しを図ったのです。
次はトリプルフリップを予定しています。1本増やして4本飛ぶ気か。トリプルアクセル。
Continues to call.
Japan's Yuzuru Hanyu continues to carve his name in the history books.
This men's event was crazy.
Unbelievable. The technical elements there.
Beautiful, beautiful long program and so well done.
And if you're Brian Orser, you just sat there.
Katsuki Yuri の得点出ました。グリーン221.58。長い間破られることのなかったビクトル・ニキフォロフ男子フリー歴代最高得点を更新。ショートとの合計319.41。一気にトップに躍り出ました。
And he says, why am I crying?
Because you just skated outrageously.
So yes, Yuri Katsuki's Grand Prix final performance was inspired by the two great Japanese skaters, Shoma Uno and Yuzuru Hanyu. Both skaters medaled in the Grand Prix Finals, and their cute interaction were probably the real inspiration behind Yuri on Ice.
これじゃない？これね。イチャイチャイチャイチャしてるやつですね。これ。腕組んじゃったのよ。間違えて。違う。腰に手を回しなさい。だから腰いや違くて。結婚式じゃないんだからもう。可愛いね。腰。
What a show. And that.
It's the true real-life story of Yuri on Ice. So what's next? Let us know if you want us to cover more of Yuri on Ice on The Things, and tell us what you love about this show. That's it for our video. Don't forget to subscribe to The Things, and hit the like button for more videos like this one. See you next time!